We'll now take questions for our morning speakers, so if there are any questions.
Čas je za vprašanja za jutranje govorce.
Za gospod Sergejo, če lahko. Mene zanima, po vaših izkušnjah v praksi, kaj najboljše deluje, da gre delovno okolje iz korozivnega v produktivni ta kvader, po vaše, ko ste rekli?
Ja, po moje, rabim jaz to, ne? Zdaj, v bistvu, jaz mislim, da je korozija, ne, smo videli, ena taka situacija, zdaj tako, jaz sem to predstavila za organizacijo. V bistvu bi lahko čist podoben vzorec razumeli tudi za vsakega posameznika. Vsak izmed nas se tudi kdaj znajde v vsakem izmed te kvadranta in je v bistvu čist normalno, da se kdaj. A ne, imaš obdobje, ko ti gre neki na živce, pa nič za to ne narediš, si v korozivni situaciji. Isto imamo tudi organizacije, imamo zgodbe, se kaj dogaja, se dogajajo nepredvidljive stvari, tako da mogoče nisem dovolj poudarila, da je logično, da se kdaj znajdemo. Vendar kaj je tisto, kar je neko prevladujoče stanje, pa kaže na neko situacijo, to kot prvo. Potem, zdaj tako, a ne, kombinacija je posameznik, organizacija. Zdaj, jaz bi rekla, da je zelo pomembno, da se dela tle nekako dvotirna zgodba. Eno je, da se ukvarjamo najprej ljudje sami sabo. Zelo veliko z tega vidika čustvene inteligence, vemo, da mi vsi stopamo kot posamezniki v neko organizacijo in da je iluzorno pričakovati, da bo organizacija reševala tiste zadeve, s katerimi mi nismo zadovoljni. Tako da bi jaz rekla tu dvotirno, zelo veliko imamo v sodobnih pristopih nekega coachinga, prosvetljevanja, če rečemo zaposlenih, tudi z teh mehkejših veščin, in potem postopoma, jaz bi tako celo rekla, da se mogoče ti koraki so zelo mehni koraki pa postopni. Težko bomo najbrž en hud preskok naredili. Razen, če imamo neko tako udarno zgodbo, da toliko pretrese do kosti, ampak če imamo tako zgodbo, se ponavadi potem ne zgodijo samo lepe stvari, ampak tudi kakšne zadeve se kaj učisti, pa odpade in potem lahko. Drugače bi pa jaz rekla, odgovor na to je postopen, postopno, s potrpljenjem, ampak z nekako jasnim ciljem, tako z vidika HRM strategije oziroma neke smeri, kot tudi potem glede na razvoj vsakega posameznika. Jaz mislim, da mora biti to v sozvočju.
Anybody else?
Hi, for Joost. For how long is the term that you can borrow a thing from your library, and do you have to be a member of the library?
Thank you for the question. I forgot to mention it in the presentation. Most of the items have a loaning period of 1 week, and in some cases where that makes sense, it's for up to 1 month. For example, travel equipment is up to 1 month, but let's say electric drill or projector is up to 1 week. We have a dual version, so you can either be a member, and with an active membership you don't have to pay any extra fee for the loan, or you can always rent out items without the membership, but in that case you pay the symbolic fee.
It's also for you, a question. Thank you. Actually, there are two questions. The first is connected with a less happy situation when something is damaged of these equipments you borrow. What happens? And the second question is connected with the money involved in this, because, for example, in my country, in Romania, where I work in a public library, we are supposed to buy certain items for the library. I mean, books, audio books, and so on and so forth, and all of you know about that. These money are, let's say, a separate division of money the library receives, or they are included in the funds received by the library, general funds, and you select this money is for items to be borrowed. because I think it's quite important for libraries to know that. Thank you.
Okay, so to answer the first question, so in our terms of use, it's written that if a member returns something which is damaged, that it's his or her obligation to pay the service, the reparation. But of course, especially with items which are second-hand, it's not always so easy to define if it was actually the fault of the last member using it or if it was just tear and wear. So for now, we have paid for all the maintenance from the money we get from memberships and renting fees. So the membership and renting fees is actually like the main fund from which we pay for the maintenance, and whatever is extra from the year, we invested into our inventory. And like, so this is partly the answer for your second question, but maybe I didn't emphasize it well enough in the beginning. We're not a public library, we're an NGO, so we have a bit different operational system. So I think that for your second question, maybe even Nova Gorica would be better. I can just tell that last year when we were cooperating with Nova Gorica for establishing the department, we were lucky enough to get some EU funding, and part of it was also used for purchase of like the most important items. And I would like to also offer ourselves as an organization that we're always interested in supporting other also public libraries, not just in Slovenia, but also in other European countries. So if you would consider about starting such a department, you can always contact us and we will try to help you in whatever way it's possible.
It's also for you. Are there any other public libraries in Slovenia, maybe at the moment, that are interested in establishing this knjižnica reči?
The Library of Postojna is already working on it. They were lucky enough to secure some funds from participatory budget of their municipality, which is also a really nice way how to start up such a project. If your municipality also has this, you can always think about it. The other library which is thinking about it is the City Library of Kranj. That's how much as I know. And on your right is sitting the director from Rijeka, which is in our close proximity, and they're also thinking about it.
Thank you. This is a question for Anna Zdravje. We know that the IFLA guidelines represent some kind of compromise for all the libraries in the world. So these guidelines are very general. I just want to ask you, do you know of any initiative here in Slovenia for adjusting these guidelines to our situation, to prepare some kind of more adjusted, tailor-made guidelines for us, for Slovenian libraries?
Thank you for your question, but I know that only national and university library now wanted to take in account this or research these guidelines for our field. You have interest, I think. Because I get questions last week that they want to spread or they research or they do the workshops on this event today, and I send them the final draft, and that's fine that you will today show us on the workshops what is interesting. I think that you have done some of these chapters and what would be interesting in Slovenian, but I think that all this, what we have in all chapters, are very interesting for Slovenian libraries. It depends how deep, how long, how you will research this in 5 to 30 50 years, you know, that's depend on your interest. But I think on this way, when I was in 2050, that was, I said that would be the trend in 2020 and 25, and I was right. And I thank you very much.
Yes, I was just asking because probably we don't communicate very much, and probably I was just wondering if there is something from the government or anything else, because really we are all also investigating this this field, and we are very interested. But you are our expert here, reference expert in Slovenia, so that's why I was asking. We are that is also one of the reasons that we are organizing this workshop today, because we will learn all together and we will work on this. Maybe we will manage to prepare a good document.
I would like just to say that the government prepared the documents, and they have it in all documents, this topic, but we must do something on our field. They cannot show how we must develop alone. That's our task, I mean. No? And on which way we will do this.
Yeah, I think that it will be the best way to cooperate, the public libraries, National Library, and also the university libraries. I think this is the best way to prepare the documents or the guidelines for Slovenia.
I think that we already do on different things, and that we will do in the future. That must be done.
Thank you. I would like just to continue this conversation, a very interesting conversation on the adaptations of the guidelines to national needs. And I would like to suggest a document which is not a library document, which is not a governmental document, but which is a kind of, let's say, compromise document between the European Commission and the national governments. This document, and this works for every country within the European Union, is the partnership agreement between the European Commission and the member states. So we have Slovenia, Italy, and so on. This document is essential. Why? First of all, it's an almost unreadable document because it's full of acronyms, full of... so you have to be patient, and we have to go through the document, and moreover, it's a very long document. So have a lot of patience. Why do I recommend this document? Because normally, politicians tell lies. Okay, that's normal, let's say. They always picture the country, everything is going well, and then so on and so on. But when they want to get money from the European Commission, they have to the king is naked. They have to list all weaknesses of the country. And this money that they receive from the European Union is in the form of structural funds. Okay? Structural funds are practically, it's the same program of the European Commission, but articulated according to national needs. Well, if you read this document, then you will find all Slovenian weaknesses, okay? On the basis of these weaknesses, then you can articulate your library, your local library policy, because moreover, this document is very often broken down by regions or by region. So read this unreadable document.